My name is Cynthia Teo. I'm Team Elite 3 in M Life. Very excited to be part of this company. I'm a therapy by practice, and yet I run also a self-care resource center in Singapore, and it aims at providing solutions to people's health challenges. It's also through this that I get to know Mr. Henry Kong, my upline, who is also here today. Hello, Henry. And just really glad he's the door opener for me. He connected me to M Life, which is a great platform for growth. And also, I had this opportunity to get to know our founder. Being a founder, he is Mr. Liu, very focused on being people oriented. And really, over the last 5 years with M Life, I myself has experienced many personal growth and breakthrough. So, thank you very much, Henry, for connecting me to M Life. So, let's get started with today's topic on mindset. I just want to congratulate every one of you who managed to make it here today, because you have the desire, yeah, to grow in this area. So yeah, just give me a minute to get the slides up. Okay, I think they already are. All right, so that's cool. Okay, let's get on with it then. Yes, thank you, Henry. The mindset of the rich and poor. Now, how many of you who are here today are curious? Where do you stand on this spectrum? Would you say you have the mindset of a rich person or a poor person? Type P for poor, type R for rich, and type E for exploring. And let's see what your responses are. Okay, definitely has multiple R. Right? Ready to go. How about the rest? Okay, I encourage everyone to be participative as you can today for this session, because I'm very sure it's going to make a difference. Okay, not because of me. Like Henry, I'm a door opener today. My job is to deliver the message, and this is a very, very powerful message presented by many great speakers across the world, and the concepts and the presets itself is going to have the power to change your life, okay, if you're open to it. So I would invite you to get ready your pen and paper. Let's do an assessment of where you are in terms of this spectrum of mindset that you're going. You're going to do some scoring for yourself as well. Yeah, so get ready your pen and paper as we go through today's session, which is about an hour, right? Let's discover who you are, right? So very exciting. So I'm inviting you on a journey with me, all right? Be as authentic as possible to yourself and as responsive to me as possible, so that helps me in my role as a door opener. Okay, door opener, very exciting. So, see, mentality will determine wealth, as our inner state affects our outer form. It's such a rich statement. Your mentality determines your wealth. Why? Because our inner state affects our outer form. So today, ladies and gentlemen who are now online, now, why are you here today? Why are you investing your time this afternoon here on Zoom with me? Are you here to support Cynthia? Are you here to listen to a lecture? Are you here to learn and grow? Okay, which one? Type 1, 2, or 3. To support Cynthia, number 1. Number 2, to just listening to another lecture from M Live. Or number 3, you're here to learn and grow. What is your mentality? What is your mindset coming into this session? So let's set it straight for the next 1 hour. How are you going to put it to your better use? Okay, thank you, Henry. Henry is here to support me as well. Thank you. Yes, thank you so much for those who are supportive. And that's what I really appreciate about the culture of M Life. Everybody is very supportive. At the same time, you're here to learn and grow. Okay, so we call it a pre-frame. So pre-frame your mentality, be as open, empty your cup, because you're here to see how the message resonates with you. It's not judgmental. These are all feedback for your present state, and then how you're going to progress from here. Where are your directions for growth? Okay, so thank you everyone for your participation. Again, I would like to encourage participation right from the beginning. Your response is not just to me, it's also a response to yourself. The more you respond, the more you find that you write down the energy of the people around you that are successful, that are positive, that are willing to make it happen. So this is T. Half Acre. I remember some 15 years back, I attended one of his conference at Singapore Expo, thousands of people. He's very well known for teaching wealth management. So he wrote this book called The Secrets of the Millionaire Mindset. How many of you would like or aspire to be a millionaire? Can you type a me in the chat box? Yeah, so nobody. Okay, good. Yeah, I think you need time to type, right? So if you want to be a millionaire, then you got to learn to think like a millionaire before you learn to act like a millionaire. Or the thinking and acting can happen at the same time. So T. Half Acre, he says, rich people believe I create my life, and poor people believe life happens to me. Okay, so it's an invitation again today, invitation for you to believe that you are here to create the kind of life that you want, which is very in line with M Life, because Mr. Liu always encourage us to think and dream big. Okay, that's about creating a life. What is the kind of life that you want? What's the kind of dream that you have? And know that you have the resources and the ability to create the kind of life you want. But you have to first start by believing in it. Okay, don't always be on the receiving end. Don't let life just happens to you. Okay, believe in the power of creation. Right, so the first one, now that's where the scoring comes. You have your pen and paper ready. Now, although we put them in a poor mindset and rich mindset, you can give yourself a score, 1 to 10, 10 being very rich, 1 being very poor, and see how you score on point number 1. Now, the poor mindset will say you just accept whatever you get in life. We mentioned life happens to me. Whereas a rich mindset, you are preparing for the future. You can even leave behind a legacy for your posterity. I was just speaking to Irene Yotan, one of our Super 5 the other day, and she said, I'm really serious, about leaving a legacy for posterity, for my children, for my grandchildren. That's a rich people's mindset. Okay, you're not like saying, okay, this is just what I am made for. I'm just destined to be in this job. This is what I deserve. That is not a wrong mindset, ladies and gentlemen. It's just a mindset that is not going to get you rich or wealthy in whichever sense of the word, because you're just happy with what life has happened for you and to you. Whereas rich people's mindset, you are a creator, like I mentioned before. You know that there's power within you to create, to prepare for your future. If COVID has taught us many things, and one of the things is the uncertainty. And if we can do more in preparation for the unknown future, right? Now is the time, okay? If not earlier. So score yourself. If you are on the poor end, it will be a 1. If you are on the rich end, it could be a 10, so that you have an awareness of where you stand in this mindset. And that afterwards can give you a direction on where you will develop, where you will head towards. Okay. So if you have children, you have grandchildren, you want to really leave something behind for them. Okay, in terms of finances, in terms of knowledge, in terms of health. So that is a rich man's mindset. So we have mindset number 1. Yes, I see Gek Ching, very good, say she's preparing for a rich future. So the first step to have that kind of mindset is a declaration. Okay, like what Gek Ching is doing, because when you declare, you are making a commitment. The rich people's mindset, okay, we use the word rich in every sense of the word. They are committed. They are committed to get rich. Okay, they don't wait and they don't see what happens. They make it a commitment. Like when Gek Ching wrote in the chat box, I'm preparing for a rich future. That is a commitment in itself. So well done, Gek Ching. Congratulations. Okay, I hope you have scored yourself on mindset number 1. Now we go to mindset number 2. Poor mindset, you are picking holes in opportunities. A rich mindset, you actually seek opportunities from problems. I was listening to this lecture, first time presented to me by Mr. Liu Man Yi, and he gave a very, very interesting and groundbreaking example that really got stuck in my head and mind that it's quite hard to forget. He said, what does this mean? Picking holes in opportunities for the poor, seeking opportunities from problem for the rich. He said, for someone with poor mindset. You put a pile of gold on the table and they tell you, hey, what is that? That is a pile of mud. Now you use something stronger, something that starts with SH, okay? So you figure it out. I'm still not quite comfortable speaking that word on a public speaking platform. Yeah. Okay, you give them a pile of gold, you put it on the table, say, look, this is gold. You say, no, this is mud. This is gold. No, this is mud. No, this is real gold. No, this is dirt mud. That is a poor mindset. Have you seen people like that before? You tell them of this golden opportunity, you tell them of this wonderful product, and say, nah, that's not going to work for me. Nah, 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 nah. Lots of reasons, excuses. Whereas for someone with a rich mindset, they seek opportunities from problems. But you put a pile of mud on the table and they say, wow, you're giving me a pile of gold. That's how positive, that's how opportunity seeking they are in their orientation. They're always able to see opportunities from problems. In Chinese, there's a great word called 危机, right? Seeking opportunity amidst problems or crisis. And that is a kind of a rich mindset, that you even show them a glimpse of what it's like and they can take it and run with it. Now that is a rich mindset. That is a 10 upon 10. Okay, so if you are today looking at a pile of mud, when presented with gold, you get 1 point. Whereas if you can see that, you can see this picture, I think it's very well chosen. If people give you a glimpse of opportunity and you can take and run with it, you can see the opportunities behind it, give yourself a 10 points. Okay, so likewise, when you seek out business builders in your network marketing business, checking, you will know, when you encounter this person, what kind of a mindset do they have? I'm sure many of you have met many of both kinds of people. Yeah? How many of you have met those who keep telling you, no, this is not going to work. No, this is tough. It's not going to happen for me. Anyone? Anybody? Does it sound familiar? Yes? Type of Y for yes? Right. Plenty of people around. Okay. And guess what? It's not easy to work with such people. Okay. Not easy. Not saying it's impossible. Yeah, but I tell you, like attracts like. The more, which is why we are talking about this now, because if you are someone with a rich mindset, guess who will you attract? Yeah, like attracts like. Okay, so people who are having a rich mindset, and when they meet you and you have a rich mindset, they resonate with you, they join you. Okay, so that's very important. That's why mindset work is very, very important. So this is one of the key, to have a mindset that really sees the opportunities from problems. So I hope every one of you here, you will be able to find builders with a rich mindset, who are the one who sees the same opportunities as you see, or even more. Okay, how many of you would like to have business partners like that, with a rich mindset? They're able to see this opportunity that you're putting in front of them. They're willing to work with you as partners to realize the potential and the wealth behind this opportunity. Okay, type a yes or Y for now. Again, there's a declaration. When you say yes, it's opening the door for the universe to send such people on your path. Okay, cool. Remember to score yourself 1 to 10. So now you have scored twice. This is the third mindset. Poor people's mindset of thinking they're very afraid of the future. Fear takes over everything. Whereas for the rich, they make history for the future. I love this graphic as well. Elon Musk, well known as a pioneer in making history in the history of we call space aviation, right? Yeah, they are creators. Okay, just like M Life, we said we are creators. Okay, instead of fear, we see hope. Instead of being afraid of what's going to happen, we make things happen. So many people, because from the way we are brought up, especially in the culture of Singapore, we're so afraid of making a mistake. That's how we grow up, because Singapore being so small, we can't afford to make mistakes, right? And in school, when you grow up, primary school, you say, who want to ask this, who want to answer this question? Nobody puts up their hand, because if they got it wrong, and it's just like, oh, no, that's wrong, and then you feel this sense of shame and judgment coming on you. So pretty much our Chinese culture as well, afraid of making mistake. How many of you here are afraid of making mistake and brave enough to admit it? Type of I in the chat. Okay. Nobody. Okay, brave soul. You're not just afraid. You're not just having fear, and you're afraid also of the future. Okay, and it shows up a lot when you ask people to invest. They're very afraid. What if this doesn't work out? What if the market does not accept it, and so on and so forth. Okay, whereas the rich people's mindset says, okay, this looks like something that is useful, like it's going to fit a need, then how can I bring this to the masses? Just an example. Okay, just an example. So I'd like to talk a little bit more about this because I think fear is very important. Okay, why? Many people are afraid because they are afraid to fail. What if I put my money in this business, it doesn't work out? What if I step up to be a speaker and I don't speak well? But do you know that failure, FAIL, it stands for the first attempt in learning, which is why my first question to you today, are you here to learn and grow? If there's no failure, there's no learning. Yeah, even Einstein say I failed 99 times. Okay, sorry, it's Thomas Edison, don't quote the wrong person. He failed 99 times and he just succeeded that one time in discovering electricity. So without him today, we can't have Zoom because it works on electricity, right? The one who has learned the most and grown the most, learned and grow the fastest is the one who has failed many times. Why? Because failure is a feedback. It's not a judgment. Okay, how you look at it, the mindset is very important. Like I was having a chat with Daphne Neal today before we start. She's taken on the role of MC. Why? Because she's just completed the public speaking training and she sees MC on the event as a platform to grow further. Yeah, that is a great rich thinking's mindset. Instead of saying, no, I don't know how I'm going to do, I don't know how my friends are going to look at me, what happened if I stammer, what happened if I, no. Okay, the best way to learn is to go out there and do it and fail as many times as possible until you become a master at it. So a great affirmation for Daphne New and encouragement for everyone up here. Best way to learn, do it, fail, learn from it, do it again, fail, do it again, fail, do it again, fail. And there's one day where that's how people become the best at what they are doing because they have failed enough time. All right. So those that come to fear. Yes, you learn from your mistake, like what Kik Ching said. That's great. Yes, and Stephen Covey, Seven Habits of Highly Effective People, a very well-read book for the past X number of years. I was a teenager already. I saw his book. So the achieved goals you've never achieved before, you need to start doing things you've never done before. How can you keep doing the same thing and expect a different outcome? So that's my encouragement to all of you who are with me now watching the video or the recording. And so if today there's something that you're invited to embark on, do it. Okay, do it. Do it, then you figure out how to do it. Right, I hope you've scored yourself on that. Okay, we're going to point number 4. Just 1 second. Now, point number 4. Of course, I paused for a while to let you connect with the slide. Poor mindset, you take every goodwill for granted. Whereas a rich mindset is you felt that you're being helped. In other words, gratitude. Gratitude is so important. Everything is grace, okay? M Life is full of grace. We have Grace Kwa, Grace Ong, who is here, Grace Cha. We have a lot of grace in M Life, haven't we? The whole team full of grace. This is very important. How many of you many a times have felt like people take you for granted? Can you type an I in the chat box? Okay. People take you for granted. Yeah, they just take everything for granted. You're supposed to cook for them, you're supposed to support them, you're supposed to be there all the time when you need help. It's for granted. Right, but if you understand the word grace, grace in the Bible means it's something that we don't deserve, but it's given to us anyway. And therefore, we are grateful. We are grateful. Now, gratitude is very, very attractive. Trust me, and if you don't, test it out. Okay, a person that's full of gratitude is like a magnet. You're like a universal magnet. You attract a lot of positive energy from all around you if you are grateful. Because when you're grateful, more will be given. Okay? Do you have this experience of people around you in your circle? Now, would you want to give more to the one that has been grateful all along? Always, thank you, thank you, thank you. Ayo, thank you so much. Ayo, you don't have to do this, but ayo, I'm so grateful. I want to cry already. Yeah. So, or someone who say, okay, okay, how come you're not there? How come you didn't give me this? Who would you like to give more to? Yeah. And let me tell you, the universe works the same way. God or the divine works the same way. Because we are all, images of them. The more grateful, the more gratitude you have, you display from your heart, more will be given, more will be attracted. Yeah. Practice gratitude, practice gratefulness, and see magic happens in your life. Tried and tested many times over. Okay, very important, rich mindset of being grateful. Yeah, so of course, as I say this, yes, Fauzia, I'm talking about somebody. I'm very grateful, to my door opener, Henry Kong, because through him, I get to know a bunch of wonderful people, co-workers in M Life. I get a chance to do many things that I'm really passionate about. I'm very grateful to Mr. Liu. And they're working on a small project. And through this project, he's taught me a lot, and I have grown as a person. So at the end of the day, right, if we can see gratitude in everything, we'll find that we are successful. Okay. So it's a special set of lens that I encourage everyone to put it on and see the world. You see the world differently, and you'll be a much happier person. Right. And I love all your responses on uh, on the chat. Let's do more of that. So far you have scored 4, right? Every point you should have a score from 1 to 10. This is point number 5 now. Also on a scale of 1 to 10. Now the poor mindset says, so okay, now I am in your team. What can you do for me? Okay, I don't like this question. A very strong response. What can you do for me? Okay, that will be a 1 point. Or you're looking for people you want to invest in, and that gives you a 10 point. Okay, you're looking for investable people you can invest in. That's a rich mindset. And we know M Life's corporate values, people-oriented, 以人为本. And there's a reason why the company is so close, the staff are so close, because, well, Mr. Liu is someone who believes in investing in his people, not what Mr. Liu invests in business. How is he investing in people? Okay, so he give them platform, allow them to grow. Okay, he can take a risk because they might be new at the job, but he's willing to let his people explore, let them grow, gives his time, he spend time with his people, seeing how he can support them, how he can coach them so that they can grow. And we see this in a lot of our leaders as well. I know Dao Xiong invested a lot of his time in supporting us. All right. Why? Because he's investing his time in us, because he believes in us, he believes in supporting us, and he believes in seeing our growth. And that's what I really like, the beauty of being in a network business. Now, we always say, some people are skeptical of network marketing. Some people think that network marketing is a scam. Now, every one of you, 23 of you are on here with me today. Do you feel that your upline, so your leaders, are investing in you? Do you find that you're growing in M Life? Okay. And that's the aspect of network marketing I really love. That is a people business. In order to be successful in network, you need to invest in people. You need to invest in people, because when they grow, you grow as well. So that's the kind of relationship that works in every situation. What kind of relationship are we talking about? A win-win relationship, right? When you invest in people, they grow, you grow, we grow together. That's win-win. That's the kind of lasting relationship that we all will be in. And that's what people are looking for, instead of a what can you do for me. It's never a one way, because right, one way relationship doesn't work. Okay. Yeah, so there you go. invite you to be grateful to your uplines who've been growing you. At the same time, look at your members who are in your team. Look for people, look for their strength and how you can invest in them to help them grow. And I tell you, it will be a very fulfilling business. You realize that it's such a fulfilling business, okay? And I see this a lot also in Team Breakthrough. I see Daphne investing a lot of time in her people, in growing them. I see also in Ed Tan and Grace Kwa investing their time in growing their team members, supporting them, giving them the platform to grow. So people, you are in the right place, okay, in this sense of the word. And it's just not limited to Cynthia's team. I see it across M Live a lot. On Mondays, AST, right? Every leader who goes there to speak is investing their time also. It might be an hour for you to attend, but for them to prepare for the materials, to share their model of success with you is very selfless because not every one of us are in the same team, okay? But we all believe in what kind of a relationship, the win-win relationship, that we all grow together and we all get rich together. And that's the fun part of it. We do it together. Okay, I hope you scored yourself on that. We are now at point number 6. Okay, point number 6. So Stephanie has a question. No worries, Stephanie. All the AST sessions we are doing in the afternoons are going to be published on YouTube, so you can have access to that. Okay, we will, I believe Jason and Gabriel can share the YouTube link for all these sessions with you afterwards in Telegram, in MLiveSG. Okay, so mindset number 6. Yeah, and I like your attitude, right? To make up for what you missed. That's also a rich people's mindset. Congratulations, Stephanie. This is, well, poor people will say, I have needs. Can you please fulfill my needs? Look at my needs. My needs are screaming out. How come you cannot hear? I have this need. Whereas for rich people, it says, I have a solution for your need. I can supply your needs. I have resources. I am resourceful. A rich people's mindset. And if you take a look around you, people who have a rich people mindset, they are suppliers. They are resourceful. They always have an answer to your question. They always have a solution for your problems. And then that's how you ID them as people having a rich people's mindset. All right. Whereas for poor people's mindset, they tend to be the one who are very, or rather, I would say more needy. They have lots of questions. They need you to answer all the time because they feel that, no, I can't do it. All right. So take a good assessment where you are in this spectrum on a score of 1 to 10. Are you someone who always need to have your needs fulfilled? Or are you someone who always is a supplier of other people's need in a healthy way? Of course. Okay. Because there's a lot beneath this. In order to supply, you need a lot of homework. You need a lot of background work. Why? Because you got to equip yourself with all these resources, and that takes time and commitment, and that is the kind of attitude. So my encouragement at this point in time on this presentation, when you see someone do something, when you watch their behavior, pause, take a step back, and think about the mindset that's behind that behavior, especially from successful people. When you see them do a certain thing, you stop, you pause, you think, what make them do this? What is their mindset? How does that sit? Is that more of a rich people's mindset, poor people's mindset? And that's very good and rich learning in that. Okay, so score yourself before we move on. Okay, thank you for all your encouragement also in the chat box. It really gives me motivation and a boost to continue sharing. Feedback is very helpful and very encouraging. Okay, number 7, we have 8 in all, so we are coming almost to the end. And many of you will relate to this. Poor people's mindset, there's a blaming mindset. You blame everybody else's fault except yourself. Okay, your finger is always pointing out, like this big finger's pointing at me. Whereas a rich people's mindset, you dare to undertake responsibilities. When something goes wrong, instead of looking for who to blame, immediately you are thinking of solution. We say be responsible and be solution focused instead of fault finding. This is something very important. I learned a lot of this on my solution-based coaching in NLP. There's nothing wrong with making a mistake. So Mr. Liu really modeled this right from the beginning. In my first 3 months of knowing Mr. Liu Manyi, joining M Life as a new distributor, because Singapore office was very new at that time. Office just opened. There's some issues with logistic, and because of that, it creates some inconvenience. And Daphne was with me at that time. I think we specifically remembered this event. And guess what? During one of the meetings in Kuala Lumpur, Mr. Liu on the stage actually and openly apologized to us in Singapore. And I was shocked, okay? Shock is not an overstatement. For someone in a position like Mr. Liu, who's the founder and CEO of M Life, to apologize for a seemingly small mistake on stage to the Singaporean distributors, it shows a lot and it says a lot, okay, that you need to be really humble to be able to acknowledge the responsibility. It's not a big issue at all. It's, to me, a small issue, but yet it's taken with very serious. Mr. Liu take it seriously and go to the extent. And then later on, when we were flying out, meeting at the airport, waiting for the plane, he came over again, this time personally, to just reiterate like his sense of apologies, which to me was really, I was by that time really, really feeling bad that it's not, you know how it's how it kind of turned you around, and now you feel bad because the other party was so sincere and so apologetic. Yeah, but I see that that is the mark of a true leader. The courage, to undertake the responsibility and to do something about it. And that's really somebody that deserves respect. And you know that you can trust this person a lot, okay? Because he says it as it is, he takes it up, and then he, does what it needs. And that's why I really will be excited to see more and more of this in the team, because if every single one of the team members, of our team members, have this kind of rich people's mindset, can you imagine how positive and wonderful the kind of energy it will be? That's what that's really excited, looking forward to, right? Okay, score yourself on 7 as we move into 8. Again, 4 people's mindset. They stand at the side of haters with mutual feelings. Misery loves company. Whereas a rich mindset, you stay with positive thinkers. Blessed are the peacemakers. And that's a verse in the Bible. Blessed are the peacemaker. If you are a peacemaker, immediately God's blessings are upon you. Stay with positive thinker. Now, there's a saying that says, you are who you are with your 5 closest company. So think about the 5 people you hang out with very often. Now you can think about them. And you're kind of like the average of these 5 people. Okay, I don't know how true that is. You tell me. Yeah, but that really sets you thinking about the kind of company you want to hang out with. Okay, think about Adeline Tan. Now, she has no time to be negative. I've never seen 1 second of negativity with her. She's always like, okay, if the sky falls, great, I'll use it as my platinum blanket. And positive thinkers are always solution focused. I use the word solution focused a lot. Okay, they believe in hope. They see the good in things. Okay, so these are the telltale signs of people with rich mindset. Whereas a poor mindset, you will actually smell them from 10 miles away. They love to complain. Their framing is very negative. The word framing, how do you frame a particular issues? All right. So a lot in our surrounding, many people say, it's COVID, so we can't go out and meet people. So we are stuck here. Yeah, no, I can't meet people. No, it's so difficult to go and talk to people online, blah, blah, blah. My friend doesn't like Zoom. I don't like Zoom. I don't like to sit in front of a computer. Yes, me too. And then, everybody before long, mentality has been shaped by these people around you. Or you can choose to say, wow, Even though we can't go out, MLife has actually empowered us, with the Zoom platform. We have so much resources, videos, Facebook, events that are up there, as resources for us to tap on. How can I make use of this? How can I start to be savvy with the online platform? Because this is the direction that we're all going. So can you see, same context, same situation, same environment, but framing is very different. Poor people's framing is always towards the negative side, towards something that's impossible. But the rich people's mindset is always looking at possibilities, hope. How can I make it happen? Right? So that is the difference. Your framing. Today, what kind of a framing are you applying on what's happening around you? Take a look at your personal challenge again. Can you apply a different frame? A positive frame. Are you able to reframe what's happening to you now and make it more possible, more positive, and make it work for you? Okay. And of course, the key point of this slide actually is, who are you hanging out with, ladies and gentlemen? Who are you hanging out with? Okay, that's the secondary, primary and a secondary message. So pick your company. They really make you who you are. And that's always true, okay? And you will see this point apparently and a lot more clearly if you think about your children. You want to check out who your children are hanging out with? Ladies and gentlemen, it's the same mindset, okay? Maybe nothing I say today is new to you, but it's kind of, I hope it does the work of bringing the message to the forefront, into focus, so that you can take a relook, take a stock take, like a checkpoint for your journey right now at this point. Very interesting times we're living with. Never before we've encountered COVID. It's still evolving. Situations are still changing. All the more if we said, when is a good time that I really need to equip myself with this kind of rich people's mindset, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, start with now. Start with now. And therefore, when you change your thinking, it will affect your action. A lot of time when we try to replicate and duplicate successful people, we first follow their actions, because actions are the easier to follow. We try to listen to what they say. We use the same words as them. We follow their actions. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. It's a great start. That's how we start equipping MC speaker. Now, at the same time, the invitation today is, don't just follow the form. Don't just duplicate the actions only. Take a step back, pause, and also understand what is the mindset of this person. When they are acting in this way, behaving in this way, what are they thinking inside? Because what they think inside is what manifests on the outside. Okay, so that's my message, also encouragement to many of you, especially after public speaking. Okay, now raise your aspiration to be a speaker. That's why you attend public speaking. Okay, don't let your past, your history, or people putting you down to minimize your dream. You attend public speaking because you want to be a speaker. You want to influence people. Likewise, why did I say that? Okay, because you see, it's the entire mindset of winning, whether you're a speaker, an upline, a sponsor. The same mindset permeates throughout. Okay, Mr. Liu used the example of car engine. I think the male gender is very, they have a strong resonance to cars, right? So are you a 1000cc engine, a 3000cc engine, or a 6000cc engine? Okay, so 1000cc engine, you can become a supervisor. If you have a bigger engine, bigger capacity, you can have more horsepower, you can achieve more, then maybe you will rise up to the rank of a manager. If you're a 6000cc, you boom, and then you go all the way up Genting Highlands, 6000cc, huge capacity. You can hold everything in, all right, with enough hope, positivity, and motivation to drive yourself up Mount Everest. There, you can reach the top management. Now, everybody can climb Everest, but not everyone is willing to go through the boot camp training and the endurance training in order to survive the climb back and forth. And it starts all with here, all right? It starts with your mindset, and that's what can really make a difference from a transition to VIP to Super 5 to Perfect 21 and to Team Elite 3. And like here, your thinking, your mindset determines whether you are a micro, medium, or a large engine. And I especially like the analogy of water. I think Li Xiaolong has ever used the analogy of a water before. So what was that about the water? You see, the water is so flexible. It can take the shape of any container. You put it in a cup, it forms the shape of a cup. You put it in a bottle, it takes the shape of a bottle. It's very flexible. It flows. It flows and it merges and it adapts to wherever it is. And at the same time, the water can be the most powerful force that is unstoppable. Go look at the YouTube videos on tsunamis. Blows your mind, you know, when the tsunami comes. It shifts the entire vehicles, entire tanker, entire buildings collapse because of the tsunamis. All right. And, you know, for us, you know, our mindset is like water. It has a lot of possibility. We can't change our height a lot. You know, that's the maximum height I think I'm going to grow. And most of a few cm tall if I work really hard. Can't change my height much, but my mindset is, you know, has no limits. There's no limits to our mindset, and who we are, who we eventually become, who we eventually grow towards depends a lot from the mindset, because it's the mindset that drives the kind of transformation that we're going to go through on this journey. Okay, I hope you scored yourself, and if you like to share your score out of 80, what is your score? Go ahead. If you feel that it's something personal, no issues at all. I hope this session has been great to kind of like mention a pit stop in your Ferrari race, set us thinking to chart some new direction. Now, Mr. Liu shared in this, what are the two things that can affect your mindset to build yourself up in the next 5 years? Okay, and that's in black. And first is the books you read. Because when you read books, you're riding on the shoulder of giants, people who have been there before, people who thought it through, digested it, structure their learning so that you can take the shortest possible time to learn from them. Those are the benefits of reading books. Okay, and also what kind of friends you made. I mentioned before, the company you hang out with, they will really impact a lot on your mindset and your growth. So I read a lot. I hope I have more time for reading, and I hope that I can apply more of what I read. And M Life provides that platform for me to do so. When I work with my team, when I come up to speak like this today, when I encounter issues, you know, all that I have read actually is put to good use, because it really makes me think, you know, what can this information do for me? It has done great work for me all the time. And very grateful again for my being in my team, being in the Singapore team as well, and small part of the bigger M Life family. You really shaped me a lot over the last 5 years. And there's a third one that Mr. Liu threw in his sharing on how to change, convert, transform your thinking. Is he mentioned, be willing to acknowledge your failure and mistake. And this, I think, is fully qualified when he shared this, because I see this in him in a very powerful way right at the beginning, like I mentioned. It says, only when you're willing to acknowledge that you made a mistake, you failed in this, and that's when you can learn, and that's when your breakthrough can come forth. So really great in M Life, the two big teams under that are with me, Team Grace and Team Breakthrough, very aptly named. And reminds me all the time, you know, that's what gives excitement in life, to work for breakthroughs, to celebrate life, and so to put the gifts, the God-given gifts, to good use in service. Okay. Right, this is a summary of the 8 mindsets. You might want to snap this down, print it out, stick it up somewhere, take a look at it every day. Pick one every day, something you want to work on to slowly chart your journey towards your wealth. Okay, T. Half Acre says this is the mindset of the rich, right? Robert Kiyosaki say, have a rich man's mindset. And so rich here will mean abundance in terms of finances, also in terms of joy, in terms of blessing, in terms of peace. And that is what I believe in. Okay, so snap this down, print it out, stick it up, and look at it often. Okay, so with that, I come to the end of my sharing. Thank you very much for staying with me for this past hour. And I wish you all the best in your journey towards your Team Elite 3 and beyond in M Life. Have a great afternoon.